this was actually the oldest song that I incorporated into the project. I wrote it about 3 years ago. It was my freshman year at ORU. This song, I love it so much because it's gone through so many revisions. Like, I'm not joking, like I probably would start around 25 to 30, like minimum. So many revisions of this song. It went through a lot of hands kind of were on it, a lot of voices. It's a song I wrote with one of my friends I had my freshman year, Samuel Bacara, and he was so great. And it really started out as just a song for me in a season of transition. I was transitioning from high school, living in Colorado Springs, to Tulsa, and living and just kind of getting used to living on my own. What is college like? What is freshman year like? I just wanted to write a song just about the faithfulness of God, and it really comes from Hebrews 6:19. The wording came as, we have this hope as an anchor for our soul, talking about Jesus. And I just love that wording and that imagery of God as our anchor. That, while we're moving and there's turmoil and there's, transition and things moving, like there's just this anchor that's stuck in the ground. So I just wanted to write a song about that. So really the chorus came out pretty quickly, but everything else was just fought for. And it took a lot of revisions. So brought the chorus and kind of brought some verses and a bridge to Samuel, and we kind of fleshed out some better verses and just worked on tons of different names of God. And we came up with a bridge, but this was months and months of work, just continually revising it. And I remember it never really felt like it was completed. And the song kind of stayed where it was at for about a year or two. And then I remember when, a few years later, after all the revisions, I was in the plane actually on the way to Zimbabwe. We were on like a 8-hour flight, I think. And so, after 8 hours, you kind of run out of things to do a little bit. So I literally was just like sitting in the plane, and I just grabbed my phone and just like grabbed the keyboard app and just started like playing this melody that I just like really thought sounded kind of just anthemic, and I was just playing around with it, and I was like, man, this is kind of cool. And I just kind of added some lyrics to it, just talking about how his love endures and how my hope is secure and that he's never failed. And I was just kind of just riding. It was me just kind of passing the time on the plane, honestly. But the more I started pressing into it, I was like, I actually really like this. Like, this is great. So after the trip from Zimbabwe, I came back home and met with another friend that I write with a lot, Natalie Merrill. Just kind of showed her the song where it was at and showed her this bridge and was like, what do you think? And she loved it and kind of tweaked it, and we kind of condensed the wording a little bit, and it came out to what it is now. And as soon as we finished that bridge, that's when I knew, like, this song is like completed, it's done, which was a big deal after really the long journey was to get there. And so this was it was the oldest song, but it was the first song we started the demoing process on. So I started in Colorado Springs with a few friends, Brennan Stewart, Wesley Stewart, and Natalie. And I remember just, this song is so special to me because it came out of a time of such fear and uncertainty. I knew that the Lord was calling me to write, and I knew He was calling me to, kind of produce these songs, record them, and even start to share them with people, even just to begin the creative process with them. But I remember just being so scared because I was like, what if we're demoing this and they just hate it? Like, what if we're recording a song that we just can't stand? And so I remember just being so insecure about that. But as I saw even just the demo come together and see a community rally around me and champion this song and champion its message, I'll never forget just like being just in the Stewart's basement, just recording that song and just like feeling the sense of courage of like, these lyrics that I wrote aren't just like song lyrics, but they're a declaration that I can actually sing and I can actually believe. And so that's my hope in my heart for the people who hear this song, is that this song would bring language and it would lead you to a place of trust with the Father in whatever He's calling you to do, in whatever way He's calling you to be faithful, knowing full well that He won't let go, that His promises endure, that He can't be shaken, that in every trial we can stand on His word because He's faithful, because He's our anchor. And my hope is that someone will hear this song and that will become a declaration they can sing in the midst of trial, in the midst of transition, in the midst of uncertainty, that God is faithful and God is our anchor.